Hey everyone, and welcome to WTF. This is Michelle. It's been a while since I've done one of these. Actually, a very long time. But I figured with the old virus floating around here that, I'm thinking it's about time that I get on the air and say something. Some people care what I say, some people don't give a rat's ass, but hey, that's okay. Either way, I'm good with it, because, I'm the same way with people. Alright, well, this is my personal take on things. Again, this is my personal opinion. This is not the opinion of KBLB LLC. This is not the opinion of anybody affiliated with the station. It's just me. Alright, let me tell you something. First of all, this is a real virus. It is. It's completely 100% real, and it's not a freaking flu. It's going to make you extremely sick. You're going to have a high fever, possibility of a high fever. You're going to have coughs, chills. Your body's going to feel like it's breaking in half, and your lungs are going to feel like somebody just freaking put a straitjacket on you. Okay? Some people will end up on a ventilator, some won't. Some people will die, some won't. Now, let's get into some other things here that people don't know. Just because you test positive for COVID doesn't mean you even have the symptoms. You can be asymptomatic, which means you can have no symptoms. Or you might have a little trickle in your throat. Or you might have some sniffles or a headache. You don't necessarily have to have the hardcore stuff. But there are people that have and people who died. So, it's up to you if you want to risk it. Now, this is what I think personally. I mean, if you're older, if you're in an at-risk group, be careful. Wear a mask. Wash your hands. As far as that goes, it is the same as any virus. You can catch it. Little micro droplets in the air, you can catch it. A gust of wind comes when somebody sneezes, you may catch it a block away, who knows? But wear a mask. Wash your hands. Don't be stupid. Carry some hand sanitizer with you, There's just some things that are happening around the country now. People are protesting, and, at first I thought, what a bunch of selfish assholes. How dare they protest when there's a virus going on? Because I've been doing the whole lockdown thing. I've been quarantined, not seeing my family, doing the whole business, because, most of you know, I work in healthcare. So I have to be more careful than the average bear. Because it's not just my life, it's the people I take care of, their lives too. But again, if you're wearing a mask and wash your hands, the chances of you actually passing it on to somebody are slim. So, I think the government is using this to control people. Absolutely they are. 100%. They took the opportunity and they ran with it. I don't think they planned it. People are like, oh, this came from this. I mean, does anybody really give a rat's ass where it came from? You're never going to find the truth, I mean, look at John F. Kennedy, his assassination. We've been freaking, how many years now? Don't know, don't have any proof any more now than we did back then on who killed him. All we got is, okay, there was one shooter, and that's what their official stance is on it. Lots of people have come forward and said, no, this happened, this happened, this happened. You'll never have proof. So, and it's the same with this. Yeah, we all got our ideas on where it came from, but you'll never have proof. It's not like anybody's just going to be like, oh, I did it, I released it, it was me, right here, me, throw me in prison, you know what I mean? There's it'll never be proven. It's always going to say, oh, it was natural. It was natural. Unless somebody actually comes forward flat out with straight up proof. And even then, I don't think that anybody's going to serve time for this. There's no way of proving it. So people just need to get off that. That's just wasted energy. That is wasted energy because you'll never find out. Ever. They will never let you know the truth. You know what I'm saying? Somebody could come forward on the net with, this is 100% proof this guy confessed to it, handwriting. They'll be like, oh, well, he had Alzheimer's, or he was crazy, or he wasn't around there. There's no way that could, you know what I mean? They're never going to let you have the truth. So that you just got to let go. The how it got here, it just, who gives a shit? It's already here. All right, now we've got the spread of it. oh, it's spreading faster and da-da-da. Now, but is it, though? Because now they're saying that, and it's true. I have friends that work in hospitals, and I have friends that work other places that I won't mention, but they said the same thing. Like, if somebody tested positive for COVID, and they get in a car accident and get thrown through the windshield, their death is going to be saying caused by COVID. So there is a lot of that going on, and don't let people tell you there isn't, because there is. There's a lot of that going on. So the death counts are, but even at the death counts that they are, it's like what, like 0.0 something percent. You know what I mean? It's like you would have more of a chance dying in a car wreck on the way to the hospital to get put on a ventilator than you would actually to die by COVID. So that's facts. And then we have this, we got to save everybody. Save. Got to save everybody, which, fine, that's true. Go in quarantine, whatever. But there's some things that people need to consider that they're not. And this is what's bugging the shit out of me. And I finally figured it out. It's like something had to hit me upside the head like a freaking shoe or something, It's like these protesters aren't just protesting, constantly. Like, people are like, oh, they're all Trump fans going against the Constitution. No, that's not true. Not all of them are. Some of these people are just people trying to survive. Do you know what I mean? It's like they're just trying to survive. So you think about this. There's something ridiculous, like 800,000 deaths, according to we're going to go by World Health Organization. Not sure I trust them anymore, but the World Health Organization says there's 800,000 suicides every year in the world. 800,000 about that, And a good portion of that's in the United States. I don't know the exact number of the states, but still, that's a large number. So you think about this. That was before this. So imagine a person who has depression, who's put in isolation, who can't see their friends, can't go to a restaurant, can't go to a bar, can't just go have human interaction. They have nobody in their lives. And suddenly, they can't even have that. What are they going to do? What's going to happen to that person? Okay? Think about a teenager whose friends were their life. And suddenly they know, how teenagers think. Everything's way more dramatic than it is, but it happens. So, now you have depressed teenagers, you have depressed adults, so there's something right there, but then there's something that people haven't even tapped on yet. And a friend of mine brought this up at the beginning of this, and it didn't really register to me, but now, with all this going on, it's really registering. You think about kids that are being abused. Think about those kids that had abusive parents and being neglected and things like that. And the only meals they got were from school, but the only way they can get meals is by their parents, applying for it or asking for it, whatever, for them to drop it off now. So what if you have a lazy parent? What if you have a parent on meth? What if you got a dad who's an alcoholic or a mom who's an alcoholic who's beating the crap out of you, not letting you have food, and the only place, safe haven you had was school or a friend's house, Think about those kids. Think about those kids that are in abusive homes who, had an out sometimes to go to the park, to meet their friends at the park, or to meet up with friends to just hang out, or go to a friend's house for dinner because that may be the only good dinner they get. You know what I'm saying? We all did it. We all hung out at our friends' houses. So let's think about this for a minute, So now you have depressed people, and then, we forgot the seasonal people. You've got those people right at the start of this who are just getting out of their seasonal depression, where they could actually go outside and get the warmth and the light and whatever. Of course, I'm not one of those people, but there are people like that. So then right at the beginning of this, they're being told, no, you can't do this. You can't go out. You can't enjoy life. You can't go to the park. You can't take your kids to the park. You can't do this. Oh, but you can go outside in your backyard, or hey, take a walk. Oh, gee, thanks. So it's like I've seriously thought about this now. I have seriously thought about this, and it's like, let's weigh the options. Let's take the Constitution out of it. Let's just take that out of it completely. Constitution doesn't exist, hypothetically, which they're trying to make it that way. But besides that, let's just take it out. Let's take away the crooked politicians on both sides. Which, by the way, just for your information, people, there is no good politician. Republican, Democrat, they both suck. They're both a bunch of rich jerks trying to tell you that they know what's best for you. They don't. They're just using you. So, well, let's just set them aside. So let's set aside the Constitution, the politicians, and let's set aside the media. Of course, they're a bunch of snakes, making everything 10 times worse than it really is. So you got the media. Let's set those snakes aside. Let's set aside social media. Social media is another just a playground for bullshit, so let's set them aside. So now you've got the Constitution lovers out, you've got the politician lovers out, you've got the media people, well, I saw it on CNN, I saw it on Fox. By the way, they're full of crap. Anyways, so let's get them out of the picture. Now let's get social media out of the picture, because Facebook and those places like that, they also just let you see what you want, what they want you to see. Do you know what I mean? They're very biased in what can be seen and not seen. There was a whole hearing about it. But anyway, so let's get all that out. Boom, blank slate. What are we looking at here? We're looking at hundreds of thousands of deaths by suicide. We're looking at kids possibly being abused, neglected, molested, God knows what else, because they're trapped. They are trapped in their home. They have nowhere to go. They don't have school. They don't have parks. They don't have their friends' houses. They have nothing. So they're trapped in this nightmare hell because we're trying to protect people from a disease that has a less than 1% chance of death. Yeah, it's miserable, but you seriously, and I'm not even joking, look up the stats. You would have a better chance of dying in a car crash on the way to the hospital than you would actually from this disease. So this is what they're protecting everybody from. Everybody's going to stay inside, but there's, what is it though? It can't be that. I mean, come on, the flu does kill a lot of people too. So why aren't we doing that? There's something up here that they're not telling us. So why would they risk all these people trying to commit suicide, and people commit murder too. They get desperate, and they're going out and they're robbing people and they're doing all these things because they're out of work. Think about the retail people that were selling dresses and shoes and things like that, or people who worked in movie theaters. People always think these are just kids. Oh, well, they're kids. They have their parents, but that's not always the case. And some of these places, you've got, people between the ages of like 40 and 70 working in these places that are selling shoes and dresses and whatever else. For whatever reason in life, they ended up there. And that was their only source of income. So think about that for a minute. There were some people that were holding down 2 and 3 of those jobs just to make rent to clothe their kids. And yeah, they're offering unemployment, but you only get a certain percent of the unemployment. You don't get your full paycheck. And they're like, oh yeah, well they're offering an extra $600. Yeah, well that doesn't mean crap if they're not even giving you your paycheck, and then it takes a while to process, and oh, well they'll give it to you back, but what are you going to do and how long it takes, People aren't, the full picture needs to be seen here. It's not just, we're protecting you from a deadly virus. It's like, yeah, but let's really look at now. This is another thing I wanted to touch on, is the PPE shortage, the personal protective equipment. Now, let me tell you something. The personal protective equipment that we're using, the extra stuff, they're saying, oh, it's because of COVID. No. We're doing it to protect from COVID and things like that. Like you go into nursing home, things like that. They're wearing masks. Everybody who works there, boom, mask. The second you walk in the door. So they're going through probably 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes of masks a day. And that's not even protect you from the COVID, because the paper masks don't protect you. It's supposed to protect the patients from you. So if you have it, you can't pass it on or whatever. So here we are going through 5 boxes of masks a day, up to, and you know, for we're not even getting anything out of it, really. Do you know what I mean? And then we're going bleach and all this other stuff, and then in the meantime, we're bleaching everything, we're doing all this stuff, and everybody's weakening their immune systems, and this is a fact. Now, think about this for years. How many years have these scientists told us, do not use antibacterial stuff all the time, because you're just weakening your immune system, it's going to make you sick. Well, now they're like, oh, hell, bleach everything. Bleach it and do this and stay in your homes and, all this stuff. So really think about this for a second. Trust me, it took me a while to get here too. I know. There's people out there screaming, oh my God, you're going to kill people. No, let me tell you what. This is killing people. Because what's happening, they're sitting in their homes. They're not going out. They're bleaching everything. They are weakening their immune system. And you can go look. This is a fact. It's happening. So then, if there is a second wave or whatever they call it of this disease that floats around, people are definitely going to get it, and they're going to get it 10 times worse if they haven't already gotten it, because they've weakened their immune systems. And people are taking a whole bunch of vitamin C and all these immune boosters right now. Take it, boost your immunity, boost your immunity. But the thing is, if you take it every day, what happens? Your body gets used to it. So then your body levels off, and stuff like that. So it's like you're no longer boosting something. It just becomes the norm. So then when you stop taking this stuff, your immune system goes in the crapper. So then you have nothing to boost it anymore. Because there's nothing, it works, kind of like antibiotics. You think about antibiotics. You take so many for years, your body gets used to it. And you have to get a stronger one and stronger one and stronger one and stronger one until eventually you don't have any that work on you. Now, that's facts. You can look that up too. So you've got all these factors into play. So what the hell is going on with this quarantine? What is really going on? Of course, there's a million theories out there. There's a million theories like, oh, this is just a control of the government. They made this disease so they can control us. That I don't believe. I mean, just judging facts here, I do believe that there is an actual disease floating around. But I think, of course, our government took full advantage. Ding, 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 ding. This is how we're going to do it, folks. This is how we're going to get them under control. This is how it is. We're going to scare them to death. They're going to stay inside. They'll do whatever we want. And we'll give them some money. That'll make them happy. So, seriously, think about it. So now you got like the gas is like super cheap. You can't go anywhere. You can't do nothing. And people are just trapped inside their houses. And like I said, for some people, that's a horror show. It's like you might as well have just plopped them right in the middle of Saw or something, because that's what's happening to them right now. Think about if there's a wife somewhere being abused by her husband or vice versa. He's being abused by her. It happens, So you're stuck in this abusive house, in this toxic place, getting your ass beat every day, getting yelled at, being belittled. All these things go into play. You got kids that are just cowering in fear, because they're just praying to God that person doesn't come in their room and hit them or beat them, or God forbid something else, what about these kids that are being raped by people and, people in their households, stuff like that? They have no escape now. Nothing. So you think about this hell these people are going through. These children are going through hell. They're saying they did this to protect the children. No, you're not. You probably just put thousands of kids, you watch the documentary, Gabriel, Hernandez. Think about that kid. I mean, nobody did shit to help him, but at least he had some escape. And, you think about that. Kids like that now don't have anything. They have nobody. They can't see their grandparents. They can't go to school. They can't go to a friend's house. They can't go anywhere. So are we really saving people? Are we really saving anybody? And they're like, well, what about the elderly? The elderly die every year. We have people who die from the flu every year. And I'm talking, you go look at the stats of a nursing home, but look at how many people die in a year in a nursing home and ask yourself, is this any worse right now? And I'm not saying that, well, of course, something's going to be worse, but it's like the elderly, yeah, they're compromised. But how do you know it was COVID? Was it the flu? Was it pneumonia? We lose a lot to a lot of things, and I'm not saying just let it fly, but now these people, think about the elderly. Think about this for a second. Their last time on earth is being stuck in a freaking room, being taken care of by masked people that are afraid to go touch them even. They can't see their families. They're seeing families through their windows. So is that really the way they should be going out. Our freaking veterans, our people that freaking, that built this country are being taken out by this disease, and they can't even have their freaking family by them. They have to see people through a window. They have no visitors. They have no life. So think about that one. Think hard on that. So then who else are we protecting? Think about it. Who else are we protecting? You can wear a mask. You can wash your hands. You can choose to stay in your house if you like. That's totally up to you. But why is it okay to walk around Walmart and buy groceries and buy clothing and shoes and whatever else they have there, but it's not okay to walk around at Kohl's? Are the Kohl's people too stupid to understand that people need to wear masks and that they can't have so many people in their store? Of course they're not. They know what to do. They're not idiots. They can rearrange their stuff. Is the people that run Goodwill, are they too stupid to make people wear masks and rearrange their store where people can't be right up on each other? They can make it so many people can come in the store. They could do that too, easily. So why is this okay? Why is it okay to run around a Walmart and a Target? Why is it okay for Dunkin' Donuts to be open? It's like they're making coffee at Starbucks and these places, and all the restaurants can carry out and deliver, but you can't go in their restaurant. Okay, I get it. You don't want to sit next to someone hacking and coughing, but I didn't want to do that anyways. You ask anybody, if I went to a restaurant and they sat me next to Typhoid Mary, I was out of there. There is no way in hell I was sitting next to somebody that was coughing and hacking. Not happening. So yeah, the restaurants can do things to make you safer. The bars can do things to make them safer. They can do this. People are not dumb. They can totally do this. Bowling alleys, that's an easy fix. Just make it to where you can't bowl side by side. Have a lane open, have a lane closed, have a lane open, have a lane closed. It's not that hard. Wear a mask. Make everybody wear a mask if that's what it's going to take, But people need to get back out. I'm sorry. They do. This is crazy. You're killing more people than you're saving, and this is the truth. You look at suicide rates. You look at child abuse. Oh, my God. You look at how many kids die every year being abused. Think about this. Thousands. Imagine how many right now as we're talking about this, are going through hell. Who are going through hell at the hands of their parents or their guardian, whoever's in charge of them, and they have no escape. They can't go to school. They can't go to their friend's house. They can't even go to the freaking park just to get away. They can't gather their quarters to go to McDonald's and get a hamburger. They can't do that right now. So, you're looking at kids who are potentially freaking starving, being beaten, being abused. You have, you have husbands and wives, spousal abuse. You have these things going on. You have teenagers with nothing to do and nowhere to go, and that is never a good thing. Because that not every teenager in town is freaking do social distances or whatever, or just getting on the computer and talking to each other. No, they're trying to figure out things to do, and that is never, ever a good thing. And then you go into the criminal aspect. This is like a criminal's paradise right now. Well, maybe not paradise because most people are armed now, but still, you think about these people that are desperate and they're going to rob people and things like that. It's like, what are we really saving here by doing this quarantine? I would love it for anybody to just answer that for me. Is this really better? Is this really better to keep people trapped up like animals? Is it really better for a child to be in an abusive place and not have a place to go? And of course, not every child is in that, Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying every parent's an abuser and every parent's a jerk, but it happens. It happens. It's happening right now. As we talk right now, some poor little kid is being yelled at and smacked around or whatever because he didn't pick up a toy. Or, being forced to eat, gross food because their parents have meth head or something, It's like, think about this. This kid has nowhere to go, no escape. They are trapped in hell because of a quarantine. And we've all been on our high horses about this. I'm guilty of it myself. Oh my God, we're gonna kill people. We got it. Bull crap. We are killing people having this quarantine. It's like, oh my God, what is it you guys do not understand about this? What is it that the government doesn't understand? And what is it they're not telling us? It can't just be this thing, this COVID-19. It's something else. Why the hell else did we all have to be in our houses? There's so many theories out there. 5G towers, the comet that went by, people are saying we Armageddon that thing, went to it and blew it up because they said it melted towards the sun, which it didn't melt before when it flew by here. So, so it makes you wonder what the hell is really going on. What is it? What are we doing that they're not telling us? So, but whatever it is, we need to stop this quarantine stuff. It's going to kill way more people than it's helping. It really is. And I know a lot of people right now who are still drinking the Kool-Aid are going, you're wrong, but think about it. How many cases, okay, besides big places like Chicago, New York, things like that, how many COVID cases do you have in your town? How many people are actually in the hospitals? How many people are actually on ventilators? Things like that. Go, call and check or ask people who work there. And I know it's horrific for the healthcare workers, but you know what? Our government could easily, with all this flash money there's passed around, could easily build, makeshift hospitals. They could easily build these places where people could go with COVID. They already got them. They got them on the bases and things like that. But they could easily build another building that's just for COVID cases. With all the, like I said, all the little flash money they're spinning around, here you go, here's 1,000, here's 1,000, here's 1,200 for you, 2,400 for you, 3,500 for you. Think about what they could have gotten. They could have kept shit open and had these freaking hospitals. So this is a control issue, people. This is all about control. And if you don't think that, you need to really rethink the situation. You need to think about them telling you that they're saving people when they're actually killing people. They are killing people. They are killing the elderly by not letting them walk around their facilities and not letting them exercise, not letting them have their hair done, not letting them see their family. You wouldn't think like something like having their hair done is that, but these are people that their whole lives, that's what they did. They went to the beauty parlor. They had their hair set. That's how they looked at themselves. They're going through depression right now. Massive depression. They can't leave their rooms. They can't see their families. They can't do anything. Most of them can't even sit in a damn dining room and eat with their fellow people. They can't do that. They have to have their meals in their room, like prisoners. That's what's killing your elderly right now, people. So, y'all think whatever you want to, but it's a fact. This is crazy. And you're killing way more people than you're helping. So, like I said, get the Constitution, the politicians, the media, the social media, all that BS aside. And think about what's right in front of you, because it's true. It is a fact. And I can't even believe it took me this long to get here, because it did. Because I was just like you guys, and I still believe in masks. Yes, wear a mask. I think we should be wearing masks anyways, because it's just disgusting. People cough and sneeze are disgusting. And no, it's not going to protect you, but it protects them from you. It's like if you cough, whatever, it goes, your mask is like a gigantic tissue. But, like when you're talking, little particles go out, it won't do that. It'll go into the mask. So, yes, absolutely. Gloves are stupid. I'm sorry, they are, unless you're like wiping up poop or something. Gloves are dumb because grabbing handles, door handles, you're just cross-contaminating everything. Anything that you just touch is going to anything anyways. You're better off just to not wear the gloves and just keep hand sanitizing your hands all the way through the store if you have to. Yeah, gloves are just stupid. And like I said, unless you work in healthcare and you're actually literally touching nasty stuff, and you can take off your gloves and wash your hands after, cross-contamination is a real thing. So people wearing gloves are just dumb. Like I said, masks, I'm a big believer in masks, and I really think they should be. And I think, especially people who get sick or something sneezing, they should be wearing a mask to protect you from other people. Oh my God, and like the playgrounds, this is what's killing me, is like these little kids can't even go to the playgrounds. It's like this stuff's outside, it's covered in dirt. Do you think really that they didn't pick up something ever on a playground? Give me a break. Bring some hand sanitizer. Make your kids hand sanitize their hands. My God. You know? These poor kids are just, that's terrible. They're trying to acclimate them into not having human contact or something. It's crazy. It's almost like this is a trial run. Let's see how this goes. Well, let me tell you how this goes. People need to stop this. They need to protest this. They need to keep doing it because this is nuts. The quarantine is not, the numbers keep rising. It's obviously not working. So what's the difference, you know? And it's just like the flu. Everybody catches and it's not the flu before people start giving me hate mail. This is not the flu, but I'm saying it works like the flu. It's a freaking virus. It's the same damn thing. That's how it spreads. You know, we managed to keep the flu at bay. Well, not at bay. We get millions of cases and people die. But I'm saying, like, compared to the people that live, same thing. Same thing with COVID. More people are living than they are dying. I could get it and die tomorrow, but I could also get it and live. Same as you. But is it really worth living if you can't live? Think on that one for a little while. Think about what I've said here, and I'm serious. I've listened to people, and I've drank the Kool-Aid. I get it. I was like, oh my God, we gotta do this. We gotta mask up. I can't hug anybody. I can't touch anybody. But it's like, really? What are we doing this for? What are we doing this for? And my apologies to a lot of people I've argued with in the last few weeks about this, because I totally agree with you, and it has nothing to do with freedom and all that BS, whatever. I'm not saying that's BS, but I'm just saying in general, it just has to do with humanity and being able to be human and be able to have the contact that we need. This has to end. It has to stop. It has to, because we are definitely killing, again, we are killing more people than we are saving. We are actually causing deaths that probably wouldn't have happened because of this quarantine. So, anyways, that's just something to think about, something that just makes you say, what the, So, anyways, that's my 2 cents on this, and again, knock it off. When this next whatever stay-at-home order ends, just end it. Stop with this, we can open them up here and there. Just open it up. Tell people to wear masks. Be done with it. We're sick of it. It's over. We all know now. We get it. Well, I do anyways. I get it. Stop drinking the Kool-Aid, people. That's all I'm saying. Just stop it. Stop it. And I don't want to hear about virus 33 or none of this BS either, because it doesn't matter what it is. The fact is, there's something out there that's killing people, and the government is using it to hold us prisoner. They're holding our elderly prisoner. They're torturing people. They need to stop it. So anyways, I'm going to go for now. Just food for thought, everybody. Think about it. And, email me mail me through KBLP LLC if you want to. I don't have a WTF page of my own, but you can do it there. Whatever. I don't care. Say what you got to say. And I'm sure I'm going to get medical workers, but yeah, well, that's your job. It's my job. That's what I do. My job is to take care of sick people, and that's your job. So there it is. You're not any more special than anybody else. That's the other thing that's bugging me right now. I'm going to say this real quick. There are a lot of essential workers out there. People that don't have gowns, gloves, and masks where they work. People that are working in fast food, that are working in stores, factories, whatever else. Y'all need to get your heads out of your asses and recognize, because I am tired of this. Oh, healthcare workers, You know what? There's a lot of people out there doing a lot of shit. And it's not just healthcare workers. It's not just us. There's a lot of people. And they need the recognition too. And I know people say, oh, we're just happy to be employed. And I get that. But I'm tired of hearing that nobody else is, McDonald's or whatever is giving free meals. What about free meals to people who work in the grocery stores? Or the truck drivers, or the factory workers, or whoever, So I'm going to, personally thank all the essential workers. Everybody, you need to be recognized. You need to have that recognition. Thank you so much to our military, to everybody. I know healthcare workers take a lot of risk. I know. Believe me, I'm there. I get it. But there's also people that are taking a lot of risk dealing with the public and things like that. Postal workers, oh my God, all those packages they got to toss after people with nasty ass coughing on them. So, yeah, who knows? So yeah, most definitely. Thank you to all the essential workers, not just the healthcare workers. Anyways, I'm going to go for now. Y'all have a good day. Have a good week. Stay safe. Stay healthy. And live your lives. I mean, we need to. It's done. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So, y'all have a good day. Bye.